So are you ready to watch one of the videos of the 10 most asked questions about NPS? We're going to dive right in. My name is Nienke Bloem. I'm a customer experience expert and I'm here today to help you grow your understanding of the Net Promoter Score and one of the most asked questions. Here we go. Question number 6. What is the criticism of NPS and how to address it? Also, should we adopt European NPS? I'm going to give you my dead honest view on this as a CX leader and as a very Dutch person. Should you always pick NPS as your metric? No, of course not. If you have CSAT and it works and it really also measures business benefit and you get the improvement tracks, use your CSAT. Because if you have to change a whole metric and a whole measurement system, it takes a lot of time, effort, and you don't improve anything for customers. But if you have NPS, make sure that you start working on it and improving on it. So am I against or pro NPS? I'm a pro. If you have it, if you think you should implement it, do it. But if you have CSAT and it works for you, you nail it too. So for me, I think you should either pick NPS or CSAT. But know that NPS does measure loyalty. So the first thing and the complaint about NPS, because there's a lot of debate on this metric. I think this is the metric that gets the most debate of all. And it's also that people debate it that don't have the real knowledge, but we should not whack them around. I think that will be a bad idea. But let's start with, NPS, it's an oversimplification of customer sentiment. You just ask a question and then what? It doesn't get the whole customer experience in just one question. I agree, it doesn't. But does customer satisfaction do? It doesn't. There is not just one question that can catch the whole of customer experience. It is simple, but this is also one of the strengths. And when you look at the history, there was first just one question and then the whole system came. I think if you have a good measurement system, a measurement framework, you will get the total experience and you can correlate those NPSs together with other metrics. Have your open answers, have your driver questions. Then you don't oversimplify and you need a metric to measure your customer sentiment, and NPS is a great one. Then, Nienke, another criticism, it's data bias, it's like data limitations. Do we measure the right customers? I think this is really important. If there's a lot of debate within your organization on NPS, and I just work with a CX leader where they had NPS, but they said, well, it's just such a really small subset of customers we're asking. Well, if that's the case, start working on it, my friends. If it has its limitations and people keep shooting holes in your measurement system, you need to work it. NPS is also a piece of the puzzle. It's not the whole puzzle. You need to get customer data, you need revenue data or call data in. You have these moments in your customer journey. NPS is a piece of the puzzle and it needs to be a good one. It's an outcome and a prediction. It's about what customers have experienced and it steers forward. Know that one of my customers has an NPS prediction model where they can predict what customers are going to do, whether a promoter, whether a passive or whether a detractor, and they can really choose their elements on it. So can you break the data limitation and bias? Yes, but it does really get some work in, and if you're a great CX leader or you're a great company, you can do that. A third criticism is, this NPS, we don't get actionable insights. It's a lack of insight and, well, does it move anything forward? I think the honest answer is, if you just have NPS or you just have CSAT, no, it doesn't bring anything forward. You need your driver questions and your open answers, your qualitative insight to drive this. This is also why Fred Reichelt, he wrote his book, The Ultimate Question 2.0. Move it from just a question to a system. It's not just a number, it's not just a fix, it should be about improvement and action. So you have to get your insights. You need to know what are the 3 most important hurdles that are lacking and we're failing on as a company to improve NPS. This is where we should really work on, and if you don't have it, yes, you will get this criticism. And now, we come to the most important one. You know, Nienke, in Europe, we're not that enthusiastic. You know what we should do? We should introduce a European NPS. Okay, that's an interesting one. If people within your organization are giving this as one of the criticism, people don't give like a 9 and a 10, we should put the 8 to the promoter. So what is this whole thinking of European NPS? First of all, by the way, it's crap. Yeah, it's crap. We should not have a European NPS. And why? Because it's not true. First of all, people in Europe give 9s and 10s too. Do you know that Coolblue, it's a Dutch company, and Dutch are not the high rankers. They have an NPS of 72, my friends. 72, that means that also Dutch people give 9s and 10s. But the whole thing about having a Dutch NPS or a European NPS is all about wanting to have a higher number. And just having a higher number where you didn't improve anything, isn't that crap? Isn't that gaming? Isn't that bullshit? It is. You only get a higher NPS if you improved anything. So there are some responses. It's crucial, yes, there are regional differences. When you are steering global NPS, you should know which region give different numbers. I know, for example, a Dutch leader within an energy company that they have a different NPS than their colleagues in Germany and their colleagues in Sweden. Yes, there are cultural differences and you cannot compare them. So you need to have that knowledge, first of all. But don't change your measurement into a European NPS, because what they do with the European NPS, the promoters are not 9s and 10s, they're 8, 9s and 10s. The neutrals are the 6 and the 7, and the detractors are their 5s and below. And that doesn't work, because the only thing you did is improve it. Next to that, it's very interesting when I work together with my colleague Jaap Wilms, he says, okay, so you think we should have European NPS. Do you know that what we should also have is a different NPS for women and men? Because women tend to rate higher than men. So we should also change that in our measurement system. Oh, and do you know on sunny days, people rate higher than on rainy days? So we should have like, and this is how you go on and on and on. So if you are in a global environment, know your numbers, know the regional differences, but don't touch the system of NPS because you cannot benchmark anymore. NPS is the way it's measured and we need to be able to explain it and to work on improvement. This is how we should do it. NPS is a valuable metric. There is criticism and we should listen to it. And if there's a lot of criticism, we need to be able to explain it better and get the improvements behind it. Work on this metric. It's proven to be brilliant, and enrich it with other data like customer effort score, operational data and revenue data. That way you create this all measurement framework that's valuable and will steer the customer experience forward. So I hope this was valuable and insightful for you. If it was, like the video, of course, always good for my views, and it's nice to get a little bit of love from you. It's like getting a measurement, an NPS. No, and of course, if you want to know more about me as your global speaker, your educator, reach out. My contact information is in the show notes. And of course, share this video with a colleague that should learn a little bit more or be inspired on NPS. Have a great day.